Hey, Mike Brooks here, and this tutorial today is on Twitter, specifically search.twitter.com. This is like a very, I think it's a ninja tool if you use it right, because it's a way to get in on the conversation that's happening about you, about your products right now in real time while it's happening. I'm going to show you that, and it'll blow your mind if you've never seen it, because it's really eye-opening, just what's going on here in the Twitterverse. Um, Very powerful search tool. And so we're going to go over some basics here today. I'm not going to get into, it's got an advanced search. I'm not going to get into advanced topics. If you do have those advanced questions, feel free to let me know. Leave a comment and I'll be happy to get back to you. But I want to explain what these things are here. You got your search bar here, you got your advanced search, you got your hashtags and search trending topics. Trending topic is simply things that are being talked about by a lot of people right now. And you can get in on this conversation. If you're a musician, Leonard Cohen, if you're a musician or you're in the music business, you might want to look at what's going on with Leonard Cohen right now. And if you click on this, you're going to bring up all things Leonard Cohen that are being talked about. So Leonard Cohen's got a new album. He won a Spanish prize. So these are being talked about like right now. Look at this, less than 20 seconds ago. So if you put the word Leonard Cohen in a post, you are going to show up in the trending topics as well. So if you want to get attention to your tweets, talk about things that are trending. Twitter is very search based, and case in point here, these are called hashtags. When you put the number sign in front of something, they could have done National Running Day with spaces without the number sign, and it still would have probably showed up. You see here, things can be without a hashtag, show up in the trending topics. But putting a number sign in front of it, hashtags are simply a way for people to organize things on Twitter. So as you get used to it, you'll start to see hashtags. If you come across a post, and Stephen Colbert's recent one, he's a great example of it. This is a good example he did. I can't even remember what the congressman or senator's name. He said something, and Stephen Colbert made a hashtag. He made a joke about it, and then made the hashtag not intended to be a factual statement. So it was one word, not intended to be a factual statement, preceded by the number sign, and that became a hashtag. And literally, thousands of people were then posting things with that hashtag. And all you needed to do is put that hashtag in the search bar here to find everything that was going on. But it also showed up in the trending topics. So very, very, very powerful. So moral of the story here is if you want to be found really fast, talk about something that's trending. Find creative ways to incorporate these. If they're speaking to your audience, you want to be congruent with your audience. So if we were talking about tea, soldering might not be the best thing to talk about right now for tea. Maybe it is. I don't know. So let's do a little search so you can see this. Let's search on loose tea. Let's get specific here. Loose leaf tea. So what this is going to return to us is anything with the words loose, leaf, and tea in it. And it doesn't need to be in any order. It's just that all these words are going to appear here. If I took out leaf, it'll get a little more broad. And you'll see this is 31 minutes ago and 14 minutes ago. As I get more broad, it's going to be there'll be more results recent. So loose tea, see how these appear? They don't appear back to back. This is the person talking about loose polo shorts and iced tea. So not really what we want, too broad. So what we're going to do to get specific is we're going to surround these by double quotes. Just like in Google, you can do this in Google. That means that only things show up that is loose and tea back to back. And you'll see how this works here. All right, so this is a very specific, these people are actually talking about loose tea. So this person, Batgirl Bob, is talking to @DebbieCC1 and Sick Mouthy. These are people. So when you put these with the @ sign in here, these people will actually get a little message. So it shows up in her status, in her feed, her Twitter feed it's called, but it's also going to actually bring to these people it'll bring to their attention that they've got something that's been talked about so they can track it. Well, yeah, loose tea preferably, but not sure. So let's actually show this conversation so we can actually see what they're talking about. Okay, and you see it trends, it goes upwards. So this is the first in the sequence of posts. Loose tea preferably, but not she has any of this Lady Grey smirk left loose. Don't know what that means. Now there could be conversation that we don't see. There could be people that we don't see. If their privacy settings are set high and they don't want to have their tweets seen by other people, we may not actually see them. So there could be other pieces of this conversation that we don't see. Loose tea, Shirley, teaspoon per cup plus one for pot. Whiter's is open until you can get a tea strainer at the same time. So, you know, if these people are interested in tea, I could reply to them. So I can copy these people and then just hit reply to this. And you'll see what'll happen is the first person will show up there, and then I can just enter in the other people so that they see. Just curious what Whiter's is. Okay, and I can tweet that, and now I'm jumping into their conversation, and it's very specific because they're talking about my product. Okay, there are a couple things you can do here. You know, if this person, let's take a look here. Poorly designed tea bags, too much boiling water, and then loose tea. Stop by Urban today and kick off national. Okay, so this is a tea, looks like a tea shop. Okay, so what I can do here is I'm hovering over this. You see I can follow it from here, or I can go to whatever this link is. I can go to this to view, let's see, view tweet. Okay, it just brings up the big tweet. Or I can click on their Twitter name and then go right to their Twitter page. And what I'll do here is I'm going to see who is this person. You know, do they have a website, so I can go to their website, check them out. I can follow them if I want here. Move this over so you can see it. I can follow them. And I can go through their tweets and see if there's anything I might want to jump in the conversation on. I can direct message them if I'd like to. I can retweet something that they tweeted. So retweeting sends it to all your Twitter followers. If you find something of interest that you think will be value to your people, you can retweet it. Favorite, you can mark it as something that you like. And another really ninja way to build your follower base and target people is to take a look at their followers, because anybody who's following them is probably interested in loose tea, and that happens to be what we're selling. So we would go through, and you see we've already followed a few people here. So that's exactly what you do, is you go follow people who are interested in what you are selling, and you're going to build your follower base. You know, kind of a unwritten rule, etiquette in Twitter is that if you follow somebody, they'll follow you back. That is how you build your follower base up very fast, is following people who are interested in what you're interested in. And they see that you followed them, they're going to go click through to your page, or potentially click through to your page, and then they'll go to your website, and it gets eyeballs on your offer. Hoping that is like, you know, that you're looking at this right now going, oh my God, this is awesome, because it really is a powerful tool. So I think that's the end of this tutorial here. I think I've covered everything if that I wanted to cover. If I didn't cover everything, please, you know, if you still have questions, please let me know. Leave a comment. If you're a client of mine, very important. If I'm managing your social media for you, what I want you to do is have a conversation with me after you watch this tutorial, because I need to know what you are going, and we may have already had this conversation, but I need to know what I'm allowed to do on your behalf. Because, for example, you may not want me to reply to tweets. You may want me to reply only with information only, or you may want me to reply with offers, so we need to understand what your goal would be when it comes to this, so that I can do this for you. If you're doing it yourself, just make sure that you're not spamming. That's really important. So what I don't want to do is get back to everybody and go, hey, I sell loose tea. Reply, hey, I sell loose tea. Hey, check out my website, I sell loose tea. You want to answer questions. You want to ask questions. You want to engage people. Just think social. Think just like you would talk to people. You know, if you bump into somebody on the street and they say, man, you know, I'm looking for information on how to you know, if I was if I owned a tea shop and I ran into somebody and they said, hey, you know, I'm looking to learn how to brew green tea right. You know, every time I brew it, it comes up bad. I wouldn't say to them, well, come by my store and buy something. That wouldn't be my answer. My answer would be, oh, what you want to do is you want to put the pot on for only 3 minutes, or put the water in when it's cool, and let it sit for only two. So you'd give instructions, you'd talk to them, you'd teach them. Hope that makes sense. So you always want to make sure that you're not doing things out of the ordinary that you wouldn't do in a normal situation. And keep in mind, these people aren't coming to Twitter to buy your product. They're coming to Twitter to participate in the Twitter conversation, to have social conversation. So just participate in that. Remember those rules, and you should be good. And if I am managing your social media, please have a conversation with me so I understand what you'd like me to do now that you understand this new, very, very cool tool. And oh, one more thing I want to tell you is right here. Check this out. If you have a search that you really, really like, this is called a feed. You can actually put this in a blog reader, in a reader that this search feed can show up right into your reader, so that you don't have to come back to Twitter and search on it every 5 minutes. So if you have something like iGoogle or Google Reader, you can plug this feed query right into that, and very, very powerful. You can see it just at the blink of an eye, push of a button. So go out and use Twitter, search.twitter.com, and enjoy. And I'll talk to you in the next tutorial.